I'm Jeremy with Coastline Claims. I'm the owner and operator of Coastline Claims. I've been a public adjuster for a couple of years now. Before that, I was an independent and worked for carriers like Security First, UPC, Tower Hill, done a bunch of companion Instar, GUA, and so forth. Uh, that being said, I want to talk about this Rico lawsuit against United Property and Casualty. Some people know them as Family Security Insurance. Um, but recently, Merlin Law Group filed a Rico lawsuit against UPC. And just to give you a little bit of quick backstory, there was a field adjuster named Theodore Fiocati who was deposed in a case involving UPC and FKS. Now, this is a direct quote from Merlin Law Group's blog, and it can be found on propertyinsurancecoveragelaw.com. But anyways, it was a case where he was deposed, and Mr. Fiocati testified that he was on a phone call in 2020 with representatives from FKS and UPC and other field adjusters for FKS, covering the ground covered in the above FKS text. Um, and then he was told to avoid determining cause of loss and instead forward that to the desk adjuster for further handling. Then the desk adjusters were going in and augmenting reports, taking out things that supported the position of the insured, and they were using this basically as a hammer to beat the insureds down and deny or underpay claims strategically. This has been a major issue in the insurance realm for the last couple of years. Used to, the way the process would work, you would file the claim, the insurance company would send that out to a desk adjuster or to a field adjuster. Field adjuster would go out, they would investigate, determine cause of loss, coverage, scope of repair, and valuation, and they would negotiate a settlement with you and your contractor. This would go to a file reviewer. The file reviewer would review it for compliance with the guidelines and the estimatics. Then it would go to the desk adjuster. The desk adjuster would review it again, make for sure that it all fit with the policy guidelines, the estimatics, and then they would review the estimates, see if there was anything which they considered to be fluff, and they would take that out or send it back to the field adjuster for review or more clarification. And then once it come back, it would go on through the final processes, and the desk adjuster would issue payment. So basically what this comes down to is they've taken all the authority out of the field adjuster's hands. They've placed this into the desk adjuster's hands, who not all the time have the desk adjusters worked in the industry for very long. Occasionally you get new adjusters that get deployed as a desk adjuster. They've never been in the field. They don't know what it takes to repair a property, yet they're making the determination as though they are a property damage expert and a property reconstruction expert, when in fact they're quite the contrary. This also has a real large implication on how these companies that work for the insurance companies are encouraged to modify reports, omit information that's very important to the claims process in order to continue to get work from the insurance company. They either comply or they don't get any more work. Engineers do it, your contractors do it, your loss consultants do it. Your field adjusters now are encouraged to do it, which is a fundamental problem with the industry on the carrier side. That being said, this is going to be huge in the next coming years, especially in Florida, where the insurance lobby is trying to make sweeping changes to how coverage is applied. They're trying to take the roofs and put it to where roofs are actually paid on an actual cash value basis instead of on a replacement cost value basis. So they're trying to whittle away these coverages down and down and down and down. And the way that they do it is through underpaying the claim, having the field adjusters augment reports and things of this nature, and they encourage the clientele, the insureds, they encourage them to pursue litigation, and they're doing that to inflate the numbers so they can go back to the state and say, look, the cost of insurance is high because the contractors are the crooks, when in fact it's the insurance companies who are encouraging this through their bad actions. And this is a perfect example with UPC Rico lawsuit that's going on right now, which I'll post a link to this in the description of the video so y'all can read. It's a very interesting read all the way through and through. Mr. Fiacotti says in this thing that he handled probably over 100 claims that were all handled exactly like this. So if you look at that and just crunching the numbers simply, if half of these people pursue a lawsuit, especially in Florida where we have this one-way fee statute, what ends up happening is you've got 50 people that file a lawsuit and have public adjusters attached to it along with attorneys. You have the one-way fee statute. Now you got 50 claims that have a potential for a $10,000 attorney fee on this. That's a lot of money. That's a ton of cash, and that's just on the insured side. That's not counting the cost for the insurance companies to defend something where they knew that they acted badly in the first place. So I really think once this all pans out that it's going to be a huge deal, and I think it's going to really change how the insurance is handled, specifically in Florida, but hopefully in some of the other surrounding states where the laws aren't as insured friendly as they are here. I know it goes on down, and on January the 20th of this year, which was 12 days ago, they had another field adjuster, Larry Piscitelli, who was deposed on another claim handled by UPC, and he testified that he handled somewhere between 150 to 200 claims for UPC through Mid-American Claims. And same exact instance, they told him to remove phrases like damage. They had him augment reports. Basically told him that they were denying anything that come in as late reporting. Now, under the policy in the state of Florida, in most policies, let me rephrase that, they try to phrase it to where your right to notify the insurance company has to be either 14 or 30 days. Once it goes past 30 days, they consider that late reporting. So let's say you have a wind damage that happens, let's say today's February the 1st, and you don't notice it for 3 or 4 months to your roof, to one of the roofers drives by, or neighbor happens to say, hey man, you're missing a few shingles up there, have you had your roof checked? Well, now you're 90, 120 days out from the date of loss. You report it when you discover it, and the insurance company goes, oh, well, the most recent wind date was on February the 1st, so we're going to backdate your date of loss till then. And oh, by the way, it's late reporting. So because it's late reporting, we're now going to deny your claim for failure to meet your post-loss obligations. It's a problem. And then you have the company like UPC that's using that as a reason to deny all the claims, or taking the authority out of the field adjuster's hands, claiming that they've been prejudiced against the investigation, and they use that as a linchpin to stand on denying your claim and dragging it out for several years. Which the only thing that dragging these claims out does is increase the billing for the attorneys, which, hey, good for them. But the insurance company can't exactly cry foul when it's their actions that are creating this environment for litigation. But I thought that was a relatively interesting little piece that they done, and Merlin Law Group really is going after it, and they're trying to get some things done, bring this to light, and really notify people about how the insurance carriers are. And if you take anything away from this, what I would say is you need to be represented with your insurance claim, even if it costs you money. You need to be represented. The insurance company has an unlimited amount of funds, and they also have an unlimited amount of experts, attorneys, adjusters, and business people in general who all work toward the benefit of the insurance company. Why would you throw yourself at the mercy of anybody that has that much to stack against you? You definitely need somebody on your side who knows the process, knows how to walk you through the post-loss obligations, knows how to get you where you need to be, and get you set up for the proper litigation routes when your claim gets to that point. Public adjuster is always really good. Attorneys are even better. But DFS recently come out at the WIND conference, which we'll kind of get off on a tangent here for a second. So at WIND conference, DFS come out and they said that pretty much if you're an insured, you can't hire an independent to work for you. You can't hire a loss consultant, and neither can the attorneys. So if the attorney is representing the insured, they have to use a public adjuster in order to affect the cause and origin, the estimate, the policy coverages, and all that stuff prior to going to litigation. And the same thing on the insurance carrier side. The insurance carriers can only use licensed adjusters. They cannot use unlicensed loss consultants. They can no longer use these estimating companies. They can no longer use these companies like Hancock Claims unless they are licensed as an adjusting firm or the individual inspecting is licensed as an adjuster. That maintains that people have the prerequisite experience and the prerequisite knowledge to actually handle your claim correctly. So don't trust a roofer when they knock on your door. If they tell you that you got damage and that you could get covered, you still need to call a public adjuster. Do not let the roofers handle your claim. They can handle your roof. They can do anything pertaining to the construction of your roof that you want, but they are not allowed to guide you down the policy rabbit hole, which is your post-loss obligations, filing of the claim, the notice of intent to litigate, things of that nature. You definitively need a public adjuster to make for sure those things are done, because there's been so many roofers doing this over the years, and because of the amount of litigation that's out there right now in the Florida insurance market, you definitely need to have a public adjuster. You've got to have one. Otherwise, stuff like this with UPC is going to happen to you. Your claim is going to get denied or underpaid, and it's going to be a struggle for you to get it done. Again, I'm with Coastline Claims. We're local here in Jacksonville, actually out here in Atlantic Beach. I specialize in roof claims. As an insurance adjuster for the carriers, I've handled water claims, fire claims. We've handled commercial claims. We've just handled pretty much everything that you could possibly handle in and around. We got a lot of experience, and we get real good settlements for our clientele. You can give us a call at 904-544-3001, or you can reach us online at www.coastlineclaims.com. or via email at info@coastlineclaims.com. Thanks and have a good day.